Hey guys, so this video is actually a special request from my mum. So you're welcome. Love you, mum. So this is obviously a movie review for Saving Private Ryan. Um, it's actually funny. I just want to say this before I go into it. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a massive fan of like World War movies. I'm just not. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not something that I'm interested in. War movies in general. I don't believe in violence and stuff like that. So this movie is quite actually impactful, realistically, because of the sensitivity of war and stuff like that, and it's just nothing ever positive comes out of it. In saying that, a lot of the times when I've ever actually thought about this movie, I've actually in conversation thought about like when when you think of how this movie opens, you think, oh yeah, that massive action scene, and all of a sudden it goes into it, and guns are blazing, and everyone's dying, and blood and guts everywhere, and stuff like that. Rewatching it, that's actually not how this movie starts at all. Obviously, there's no spoilers, but it doesn't start like that. This movie actually starts off with uh, a character visiting a gravesite, which I was surprised at, and I didn't realize that was how this movie started. Anyway, that's how it starts. Um, Man alive, there's some characters in this movie that, towards the end of the film, personally, make me so physically angry. Um, there's some stuff that happens in this film that is hardcore, just tear jerking and full on. I mean, this movie is full on. It's very, very powerful movie. This actually won five awards, so that's how good this movie was. Um, there's 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 so much in this film that this is a movie that when I was just watching it and I thought to myself, this would be funny to see this actually on set, like being on set of a film like this, because when you see the gunshots and all that sort of stuff, a lot of that is actually done in post production. Most of the stuff like that isn't actually done on set. Yes, the explosions and the smoke and stuff are like that are real, but like all the gun firing and stuff like that, most of that is actually done post production. So on set, this would be actually a really, really odd film to see being produced. Um, Something I was going to say and I just forgot what it was. But anyway, um, this is definitely a. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Um, I actually didn't realize until reading the front cover of the DVD that this is actually directed by Steven Spielberg. That's why it's so good. The greatest director of all time, and he just is. He's just everything he touches absolutely turns to gold. Um, I think that this is a movie that, in my opinion, could never even if it came out in 50 years, would never be able to be remade, just because of the acting caliber in it. You know what I mean? Tom Hanks is the lead role, and he he's just absolutely the perfect casting for this movie. But yeah, this movie is incredible, guys. The ending of this movie. There's a character in this movie at the end of this movie that at the start of it you're like, okay, he's just a nerdy little dude, whatever. But then he actually doesn't do things in the war, and because of what he doesn't do, results really badly, impacts really badly on his teammates. And I won't tell you what happens, you'll have to see it for yourself. And then all of a sudden he does something and it's like, oh, I'm like, yay, he's the hero now. But when I rewatch it, I feel like, well, nah, you're not a hero. You're not, because all this other stuff happened because you didn't act. Do you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I think about that. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching my review. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, stay tuned for my next one coming up, which will be hopefully Longshot, which is coming out. I'm going to go see that next Wednesday. Thanks, guys.